Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy JD. I hope you've all had a great day. I hope you've all had a great start to your week. I'm back, I'm feeling refreshed, and here we are with my favorite kind of episode, because we're going to sit down here and try to relax to a few things that are causing quite the stir on social media, and let's be honest, at this point, it's every single post. Firstly though, we're going to be reacting to this woke preschool teacher who is telling kids in her class to avoid having conversations with their parents and F your mum. Not even joking. Great to see, right? It's fantastic. Secondly, Piers Morgan interviews the London Mayor Sadiq Khan and asks him, well, what is a woman? And his response is, well, let's just be honest, quite disgraceful. Would you expect anything else? Probably not at this rate. And lastly, a video that certainly proves how desperate the younger generations are getting for any sort of attention on the internet, because a new trend has come about. Yes, a new trend. It's hard to keep up at this point, but an ASMR TikToker is now tapping on gravestones. Remind me to get off this planet by the time this video is finished. Alright, but before I leave this planet, you could help out this video. It would be greatly appreciated. I'll be checking the stats whilst I'm flying far away. Leave a like rating. If you're new, hit that big red, it's not red, hit that subscribe button and turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video. Share this video, but nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into this one. It's going to be good. Or is it? So I think we all understand at this point there is this ever-growing concern with the teaching standards of today and the hiring process. It seems to be going straight into the ground, right? It seems to be getting worse and worse. Now, we do have to say there are great teachers out there, amazing teachers out there that needs to be said, right? And they need to be applauded. But it's getting hard to deny that these woke activists, because that's what they are, these woke activists becoming teachers, isn't becoming a big issue, right? That's hard to deny, and we see it all the time. And how do we know about this ever-growing issue? Because, well, in the age of oversharing, this generation of oversharing, these teachers post videos onto TikTok, onto social media, thinking nobody with a different worldview is going to criticize them, nobody's going to come down on them, nobody's going to draw attention to their madness. It's really odd to me. And I do have to say, before we carry on, you know, I don't know why the schools are hiring these people. I don't know what they see in them. I don't know if they're acting in a different way in the interview, and then when they get into the classroom, the real them comes out. Questions do need to be asked. But today we have this woke preschool teacher who's telling kids in the classroom to avoid having essentially a good relationship with your parents, and tells them in this video, or tells us, F your mum. And you'll see a little bit afterwards as well. Apparently she teaches them to be gay. Honestly, I've had 2 days off and I'm speechless already. Take a watch.
I feel like I had to learn the concept of chosen families really young, and it wasn't anything to do with my queerness, but just based on the fact that I didn't have the love at home that I needed, and I knew that I was valuable and deserved it, so I found it on my own early on. And, you know, I shouldn't be blamed for that, because blood still exists. You were never there for me, and I found my own love, and that's okay, and I think everybody should be allowed to do that, and that's what I teach in the classroom, okay? I always say give it to your friend, not your mom, because your mom. And I don't know, I just am so sad. I am so sad, and I hate my sister. She's a that's all I have to say.
That's my major problem with school. I really don't do anything unless I actually want to do it. And most of the time, I don't want to do anything at all.
Oh boy, what a nutcase. And it's only Tuesday, but I think it's fair to say straight away, these sort of people who are acting like this, who have this sort of agenda, should be nowhere near a classroom. That's pretty self-explanatory. And if I was in charge of this preschool and I saw that video, they'd be getting fired the next minute. But what do I know? You know, it seems like common sense is nowhere to be found right now. But it's clear to see also they're going through a lot of mental health issues, right? They're clearly not in a great place. And this is what we're seeing. You know, these teachers are bringing their mental health issues and their woke politics into the classrooms and projecting that onto the kids. They're pushing the kids into a certain direction, aligning themselves with a certain worldview, because to have kids growing up and developing their own worldview is simply not allowed, right? It scares them. It's bigotry of the highest level. But in this instance especially, to be encouraging kids apparently in her classroom to not have a great relationship with their parents, and if they've got an issue, go to someone else, F your mum, is completely disgraceful. You are not the parent. Stop acting like it. I know you probably won't have kids, which is why, another reason these people go down this road, and she apparently teaches them to be gay. Look, this could be satire, right? And I'm hoping it is. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. But if a preschool teacher nonetheless is coming out with that sort of language, they certainly need to be removed from the school. Okay, I don't think any parent watching right now, any future parent, like most of us are, would be okay with a preschool teacher saying this sort of stuff on the internet. This person definitely needs therapy. And instead of getting that therapy and taking steps to better themselves, they then again project this stuff onto the kids, project their trauma onto the kids, and think, well, if I've gone through these certain situations, then all the other kids must go through them as well. They project how they feel onto kids. They make the kids hate their parents because they hate their parents. Again, these people should be nowhere near a classroom. Leave your thoughts down below on that one. So Piers Morgan a few days ago interviewed the Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, because there is a load of controversy surrounding this man at the minute and his ULEZ expansion. Now, for anybody that doesn't know what ULEZ is, it's essentially a charge on people who don't have a car that meets certain requirements, right? If your car doesn't meet certain requirements, every time you go into a ULEZ zone, you will be charged £12.50. And now that has expanded across Greater London. So essentially, it's just a tax on the poor families, and people aren't happy with it, and they're very concerned about the direction this could be heading in. So Piers Morgan got the chance to interview him on all of these issues. I think Piers Morgan ultimately let him off the hook a bit. He wasn't that tough on him, which is kind of a shame because a lot of people want to know certain things surrounding this agenda. But Piers Morgan did ask Sadiq Khan, what is a woman? Sadiq Khan is a big advocate for the LGBTQ plus community, and this is what he said. I can't believe this guy's the mayor.
What is a woman, Mr. Mayor?
Well, I asked that question knowing full well that people may be watching this who may have gender dysphoria and may, have concerns in relation to this issue. So let me be quite direct in relation to this. So a woman, when it comes to biology and sex, is an adult girl. But there are some women who may have gender dysphoria, and, trans women can also be women as well.
I really do just run out of energy for these sort of people. I do. The delusion is hard to tackle at times, but Sadiq Khan seems to think a woman is an adult human girl, an adult human female, but also trans women can be women. Look, those two statements can't be in the same sentence together because one is only true. We all understand that. And that statement in itself is a message to every single woman in the country of disrespect, because he's saying, whilst I think you're a woman, men who also identify as women are just as much of a woman than you. That is hugely disrespectful. And it's very interesting because these sort of people would stand there and say, yes, I'm all for women's rights, and if offered the chance, they would go and speak at an event for women's rights. But their worldview completely contradicts that. It's very hypocritical, isn't it? And this is the sort of delusion that liberals and leftists indulge in, because they also stand there and say we're all for women's rights, but they include men who identify as women in that sector, in that category. They like or agree with the idea that men should be going into women's locker room if they identify as a woman. If a man identifies as a woman, well, he's allowed to go into women's sports. They don't really see what they're saying. And then when they do come out and say it and people criticize them, oh, well, no, you can't say that. That's transphobic. That's bigotry. How dare you question me? How about talk some common sense? Then people might not question you as much. And back to Sadiq Khan. This mayor, by the way, introduced this ULEZ scheme, which again is a tax on the poorer families, which completely goes against the narrative of, the cost of living crisis. Everything's a crisis at this point, but he introduced this ULEZ scheme also based on the apparent science, right? But this man can't even define what a woman is. So why should anybody listen to what he says scientifically, if anything, ever again? Seems like a fair point, doesn't it? And that's what I'm doing, right? Raising a fair point. The fair point that doesn't want to be heard in the mainstream. Welcome to 2023. On to the last and final topic. Social media, ladies and gentlemen, I think most of us recognize this, has become a tool used for a lot of people now to get love, validation, and attention when they don't have it in the real world. So people go more and more into this digital world, get the likes, get the comments, get the shares, and they feel great. They go in the real world and it's not the same. They're kind of lonely. So they keep going further and further into social media and going to extreme lengths more and more to get those said things. And it doesn't even matter how hugely disrespectful it is. So this TikToker, who clearly is very lonely, depressed, and needs the attention, has gone about and started a new trend in the ASMR world and has started to knock on gravestones. I don't need to say any more about this, just take a watch.
And it's literally so cute. Ooh, it makes a really good sound. It's kind of cracked too, which is honestly sad. Someone should be upkeeping this. And for the people that are mad about me doing graveyard ASMR, these gravestones have not been visited by people in so many years. But yeah, I'm at least giving these gravestones some attention, and I honestly love doing this because the graveyard is just so peaceful and relaxing. And I truly don't think the spirits care that I'm tapping on their gravestones. Like, some of these gravestones, they don't even have a name on them, like they're just a stone. So but yeah, you guys can be mad in the comments down below. I really don't care, because I will do whatever I want. So we found another giant, beautiful gravestone. I think this is like granite or something. I don't really know what type of material it is, but it's so beautiful. Like, it has nice details and designs on the stone itself. It's so cute. And for a final resting offer, I'm going to spray some of my Do Not Disturb perfume so we cannot be disturbed anymore after me. Thank you so much, Headstone, for letting me tap on you. You're very beautiful.
Yeah, this is the level we have now reached. Right, it's so sad to see, and I think the first point to be made here is, and I don't think this is mean of me to say, but I think the parents of this child need to maybe look in the mirror and do some self-reflection and ask themselves, could we have done a lot better? Because I don't think any child who was raised properly is going to head in this direction. And some people may say, well, this isn't that bad, we see worse on the internet all the time, and I think it's because over time we're becoming more and more desensitized to certain things. So when we see stunts like this pulled, a lot of people may be like, oh well, who cares, it's just another thing, another video on the internet. But to me, it's hugely disrespectful, and I just wonder how the family members of these people who have passed away would feel if they saw this person knocking on a gravestone. I'm sure they would love it, right? But it is very symbolic of the times we're living in, where the younger generations, especially, to have the ability to respect anything apart from likes, shares, and comments isn't there. We have a huge case of self-entitlement, me syndrome. As long as I'm getting some sort of benefit from something, nobody else matters, which, apart from the likes, comments, and shares, I don't really understand the benefits from doing these sort of videos. Maybe I'm getting old. I celebrated my birthday the other day, and maybe that year older I am now has really got to me. Maybe I need to get with the trends and start filming myself in a cemetery and knocking on gravestones, because it's clearly very positive, very trendy, and very beneficial. I'm not seeing something that these younger people are seeing. Leave your thoughts down below, ladies and gentlemen, on this. I would like to hear how you feel about any of the topics we've spoken about. If you have enjoyed, please, for me again, make sure to leave a like rating. If you're new, hit that subscribe button and turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video. Share this video. But until next time, until tomorrow, it has been your boy JD. Have a great day, stay safe, and I'm out. Peace. Time to get on that rocket and head off. See you soon.